Hey besties, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. In today's video, we are going to be doing the palette tag part 2. Now, I love talking about makeup, but especially palettes. So I was super excited to see that this was really trending on my homepage. So I knew I had to do this. To give credit, of course, Allie, Glines, and Samantha March collabed, and they came up with this cute idea that I think they also did last year, of course, where they made a bunch of different questions about eyeshadow palettes, and so I just knew I really wanted to hop on board. And so with that being said, I believe there's like 11 questions. I jotted them all down here because you guys, my memory is really bad and I have a bunch of palettes right in front of me, and we're just gonna go ahead and go through each question. The first question is all-time favorite eyeshadow palette, and you know, that one took me a minute to like really think about, but then I really just sat back and I literally just asked myself, Lindsay, what's your favorite palette? Like when you think about your favorite palette as far as textures, as far as color stories, like what is your favorite palette? Do you know what I mean? So that was when I decided that it was definitely going to be the Mercury retrograde, oh my gosh, Mercury retrograde from Huda Beauty, you guys. I just really love and enjoy this one. Everything from the packaging to the inside, to the textures, to the quality, to the mattes, to the shimmers, just everything in here is just so gorgeous to me. And you know what? Maybe this isn't a palette that I use every single day, but when I think of my favorite that really just like tugs at the heartstrings, it would definitely be this one. I feel like you can just do so many different looks with this one, and you know, they keep coming out with new palettes, you know what I'm saying, that kind of look similar. Like for example, the rose quartz. I just mean like in this type of format, but this is still my favorite one at the end of the day. I think that you can get some really beautiful, gorgeous, unique looks with this one, and for that reason, it really is my favorite palette, you know? So I'm glad to know what my favorite palette is now. See, these questions really get you thinking, and they really get you like on point as far as like, what is my favorite, you know? Because I never really thought about that. Maybe a lot of you guys have, but I really hadn't. So that would definitely be my favorite. Question number 2 is new favorite. So a new favorite of mine actually was a palette that my girlfriend ended up getting me for Christmas. This is the Kaleidos Futurism Lunar Lavender palette, which this is what the outside of it looks like. Super beautiful. I really love the vibes going on here. And then you open it up and you get some really beautiful purpley tones. Purple tones are just my favorite, you guys. Purple in general is just my favorite color. So to see all of these gorgeous purples just really mapped out is really amazing to me, and it makes me really happy. So I had to put this one here. I knew it was gonna go here. I love every single look I come up with this palette, and I just think you can't go wrong if you do love purples. If you don't, then you probably, yes, wouldn't like this one, but if you do like purples like me, you would love this one. Quality is amazing. All of Kaleidos, you know, eyeshadows are amazing. So yeah, definite new favorite for sure. Question number 3 is palette that you keep for the memories. And honestly, you guys, I feel like so many of us probably keep the Modern Renaissance for the memories, just because back when this came out in like 2016, this was so popular, and honestly, it was one of the things that really got me into makeup in the first place. It's one of the only palettes that I've actually hit pan on, and I believe it was like one of my first higher end palettes. So for that reason, I always keep it around, even though I literally never touch it, because it's super old, you know what I'm saying? And it's really warm tone, which I still love. I just think it's super duper old, and so I don't reach for it, but I just can't give it up. I just can't get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? Just because at the end of the day, this started it for me. This is one of the palettes that started it for a lot of people, I feel like, as far as just getting into palettes and makeup and all that good stuff. So yeah, I love that one. Definitely keep that one for the memories for sure. I think it's so funny because question number 4 is a palette that you can't get rid of, and I think that's so interesting because I just literally said that about the Modern Renaissance, but this one, this NARS Climax one, I can't get rid of it, not because of the nostalgia, you know what I'm saying? It's more about the fact that I just really love these colors in here. I feel like this is the perfect palette for the holidays, for fall. This one and the Mini Metropolis one from Natasha Denona are two of my favorites for the holidays, but I do have to say that this one I feel like is going to be more suitable to people if you really don't like intense shimmers, because these shimmers are gorgeous, but at the same time, like the blue and the green, you can really work that in without having it be too much, you know, because they're a little bit muted. So I really love that, because you could even wear this for like every day if you wanted, or you could really go in and you can make it a really beautiful holiday, just like foiled, you know, look. So I like that about it, that you can really turn it up or turn it down. You have a lot of neutral, you know, options in there as well, or you could go, like I said, the holiday, in my opinion, route, which I think is also a really good way to use this. So I just can't get rid of this. I'll probably use it for like every fall, every holiday, every, you know, event like that. So I really love it, and I feel like this one is definitely one of my favorites that I probably even still will now use, even though we're kind of getting out of winter and fall. So yeah, I love this one. The packaging is amazing. It's just good. And I don't know, this is my first NARS eyeshadow palette, so it's kind of making me want to try more from them, you know? So yeah, I really like this one, and I feel like anyone that wants a little bit more color in their life but is a little bit scared would love this one for the holidays. So yeah, I can't get rid of this one. Okay, number 5 is your favorite collab. So I couldn't pick just one, you guys, because there were two that were really on my mind. So the first one is the Jackie Aina palette with ABH. I just did a video ranking all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and this one came in very high on that list. This is what she looks like, and in that video I also just explained how I feel like the color story is really gorgeous. I love how it adds depth. I love how you get some really gorgeous, unique shades that I don't think that you really see in these formatted palettes from Anastasia. Like, for example, you get that green shade, and you get, you know, just like that beautiful purple shade, and you just get all of those unique, the rose gold shade, like all of the mattes as well really inspire me. So for that reason, I would have to say this is one of my favorite collabs. The quality in here is unreal, and every single time I use it, I just feel expensive and beautiful, and I just think they just did a really great job with this one. So good job, Jackie. I know that this one is a little bit old at this moment, but I still freaking love it and use it a lot. So I just had to put that one in there. And then this one is the So Jaded Kathleen Lights and ColourPop palette. I also just did a video recently where I ranked all of my ColourPop palettes, and this one was number 1, you guys, because at the end of the day, I'm going to show you, you have so many options in here of what you could do. You can make so many looks. The shimmers are gorgeous. The mattes blend amazing. And I just love the tones that she chose, or they chose. I just can't get enough of this palette. And honestly, I probably will continue to love it for years to come. So for that reason, those are my 2 favorite collabs that I've ever seen done, and I'm so excited to see what collabs are in store for us for 2022, but those are my favorite collabs as of right now. And then next question is number 6, and that is 2021 favorite, and I knew that this was gonna be my 2021 favorite. This is the Celestial Odyssey palette by Pat McGrath. I love this. The packaging is so extra, first of all, and then you get these gorgeous tones in here, which again, gorgeous holiday palette, but honestly speaking, you could wear this throughout the year. If you just cover that green and maybe like the blue, then, you know, because even gold isn't really like super holiday. You could wear gold like anytime you want. You could wear any of these shades anytime you want, but for me, this was a holiday palette, so you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this is also a palette that I will use throughout the year, even though we're getting away from winter time. Like I said earlier, I think it's gorgeous. The quality, especially in the shimmers, you guys, is unreal. I wish we had one of those astral shades in here. That would have just topped it off, but I really enjoy the shades that we did get, and the quality is really, really amazing, and I love the color story as well. So yeah, I am a fan of this one, and I would have to say it is for sure easily my 2021 favorite. My light had died, so I had to charge it, so we're back. But number, I think it is 7, is Didn't Expect to Love. And I would have to say the Of Quartz palette is really one that I truly did not think I would enjoy as much as I really, really do, just because cool tones have never really been my favorite. But you guys, every time I use this, I feel so pretty, and I think that they really did add cooler tones in a way that is really, really not going to intimidate a lot of people and really let you dip your toes into cool tone shades without spending too much money, because I believe this palette was like 14 bucks. I want to say 12 though. So if you are interested in trying out a new cool tone palette, you're not really a cool tone girl, then maybe you should try this one out, because I genuinely didn't think I was really gonna like it, and I was a little bit scared, but I actually really, really enjoy this one more than the Smoke Show one too. So yeah, besties, I just wanted to include that one because I definitely did not expect to love this, but I really, really genuinely do. Number 8 is a palette that sparks joy, and for me, I immediately thought about this one. This is the Fade into Hue palette. This one brings me joy because honestly, you guys, from ColourPop, by the way, you could do so much with this beautiful rainbow palette, you guys. Honestly, I've made so many looks with it in the little time that I've had it. I got it at the end of last year, and boy do I wish I would have gotten it when it came out, because genuinely you can just do some really beautiful, colorful looks, and because they're not super duper intense, like not all of them anyway, you can do a lot without feeling overwhelmed. Personally, with me, sometimes like rainbow palettes really do freak me out a little bit, and they make me not really want to pull them out as often, but this one I pull out really, really often, you guys, and I just really love every single look that I achieve. I love that every single row has a different color scheme, and yeah, I just really enjoy this one, and I think you cannot go wrong. And I genuinely feel like if you are someone who is not super big on color, but you want to dip your toe in, even though this is like straight up all colors, you could definitely use this as like an accent palette, you know. Maybe start with, you know, putting a little bit of purple on your under eye, or maybe start with, you know, putting a little bit of color. You guys know how Kylie does sometimes in your inner corner, like something fun. So whenever I want to have fun, this one definitely does spark joy for me, and I just can't get enough of it. I love it so, 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 so much. And yeah, I really, really love that one, you guys. ColourPop is doing a great job. Number 8 would be a palette. Excuse me, number 9 is going to be the newest palette that I own, which, you know what, I was like freaking out because I was like, what's the newest palette? What's the newest palette? But this is the newest palette. This is the All Amethyst palette from ColourPop, you guys. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I haven't even opened it up. I actually had it in a package that I just opened up today. And then when I was reading that, I was like, oh wait, and I went and opened the package, and then I pulled this out. So I have not even looked at this one for myself, but it is All Amethyst. Y'all know I love purple eyeshadow, so I'm actually gonna do a review video on this as well. But we're going to open it up together for the first time. This is what the inside looks like. Really pretty. Love purple. You guys know. Oh, wow. This is pretty. This is what it looks like. And I don't have a lot to say about this one because I literally just got it today. I see some cool tones in there, obviously. Really, really pretty. I'm really excited. I don't think I have much like this in my collection. I don't think. Some of the shades, of course, but all together, not really. I don't know what's going on with this shade right here, but it looks like someone like already played in it, but like I swear like I'm just opening it up with you guys. But anyways, I'm really excited to have this one and play with this one. I picked it up because I just love purple, so any palette I see, you guys, that is purple tone, I gotta pick it up. So I'm super excited to try this one. I definitely will do that in a video though, so be on the lookout for that. But overall, on first impression of just seeing it in person, it's really pretty. So yeah, the Amethyst palette is the newest one to my collection. Alright besties, my light just died again. So what I actually just did is replaced it with my ring light, which I think still looks really good for now. But I will be buying a plug-in for that instead of a battery, because the battery, I just can't deal with batteries. I don't use a battery for my camera. I actually use one of those that just literally plugs in. It's like a fake kind of dummy battery. I use that because I can't stand batteries that you have to change out. It really just drives me insane. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm so sorry. I feel like this still looks good though, right? It looks like pretty similar. So but yeah, the next category is a palette that I think is underrated. I definitely think the Nudie number 2 Laura Lee Los Angeles palette is underrated. This is what she looks like. Such a gorgeous, rosy, but neutral palette. I love this one so much because at the end of the day, if you really cover those 2 pinky tones, like at the end of the day, it's not super duper as pink as you might think it is when you first look at it. Well, there's like 3 if you count the shimmer. But anyways, I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette where you could do so many different looks. I feel like the quality here is amazing. The format is amazing. Even the packaging, I always say, but it gives me very like KKW vibes with the sleekness and like the shading and everything. So I really love this palette, and I do think I don't hear a lot of people talking about it at all, and I don't really understand that because this is really, really, really good, you guys. There's so many palettes that I could put in this category though of so underrated. I feel like the Manny MUA ones, like the Lunar Beauty palettes, those are underrated to me, some of them. I feel like the Dose of Colors one, some of those, like the Smoky Soiree one, is underrated. I feel like there's a lot of underrated makeup that I actually really, really love. But for me, the first palette that I thought of was this one, so I had to put it here. I just really, really do love that one. And the last question asked, what is the last palette, or no, the first palette that you tried in 2022, which I believe has to be the By the Rose palette. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but this is the first one that I was like, oh, I tried this one. And this is basically just a really gorgeous, beautiful, bubbly palette. It's just very girly to me, very rosy. I love this so freaking much, you guys. I really, really do. It's to me like the kind of like the new and improved like modern renaissance, just like out of this video, because I feel like this is the one that kind of looks the most like the modern renaissance that I'm talking about. They're definitely completely different, but I'm just saying this is kind of more like my speed nowadays. If I am gonna go with like more maroons and pinks, this is just really, really gorgeous to me. I love all the shimmers that they chose here. I loved the look that I had created off of the ColourPop promotion photo that I did, because I did do a review of this collection, the By the Rose collection, and I loved the look that I recreated off of ColourPop's website. I think it's really beautiful, really great. Obviously, if you're not like a pinky toned or rosy toned lover when it comes to eyeshadows, you really won't like this, but I genuinely really, really, really love them, and I think this is definitely 100% worth it, and I think it was a good palette to start my 2022 off with. And that's so crazy to even still say it, 2022. We're like at the end of freaking January, but it just seems crazy to me. I feel like, I don't know, I kind of had to get to February to feel like it's actually the new year, because January for me is always so like, I don't know. So, but yeah, I really, really enjoy all of those palettes. I really enjoyed this little exercise, I call it. I feel like it really got me to think a lot and think about what are my favorite palettes, what palettes do I feel like don't get enough hype, what palette do I bring out the most, what palette is genuinely like even like my favorite palette, or what palette could I never get rid of, or just all that, and I loved reminiscing too on my favorite collabs, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed this palette tag. So shout out again to Samantha and Allie, and yeah, I just love this. So I hope they do it again next year so that I can do another one next year. Maybe I'll like make my own next year, like think about a bunch of different questions that I could like ask myself about all my palettes. I don't know though, maybe I'll leave that to them. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun with this, and hey, if you're watching this, you should totally do this video too. You should definitely do it, and I will of course leave Allie and Samantha's videos linked below for you guys to watch if you want to watch theirs as well. And yeah, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave it a like and a comment and possibly subscribe, but only if you like the content, and I'll see you in the next one, besties. Bye!